Hello everyone, Neorashi here. Um, Today's going to be my second episode of my story with, and if you haven't figured out by like the video title or the music that's playing right now, um, today I'm going to talk about what many of you, well, most people who know me know as being my favorite series of all time, Laid Back Camp. And yes, I have both the French and English copies. I actually have up to volume 15 in English, and volume 16 is actually going to release 2 days from when I'm recording this. I'm recording this on February 16, and volume uh, 16 release on February 18. And I have up to volume 13 in French. Though in French, I've only read up to volume 3 because I have a pretty big backlog, so I don't take too much time rereading my stuff. But yeah, this is how good it is. Me buying series in both languages I can understand and read. There's only one. There's a couple other series that I once bought in French and then gave them up and got in English instead. There's actually two other series that I've done that. But there's only two series that I actively collect in both French and English. The other being My Clueless First Friend. But that's there's a reason for why I'm collecting this one in both languages. That I'm probably gonna just talk about if I ever make a video about this series. What is my story about Laid Back Camp? What my relationship with the series? Unlike a place, I was gonna say place further in the universe, but unlike Is the Order Rabbit, which was my previous episode, um, where it started really slow and then came quickly from the moment I went to Japan last year. Well, it is last year, but it's like 6 months, not even 6 months ago from when I record this. This one is kind of the opposite. It started really quick and then it kept on. My story with the series uh, kept on going um, as a newer volume and anime series released. So, um, I some of you may or may not know, I started to get into manga and anime. Starting to get back into manga and anime in um, like late summer 2020, and I started to get back into manga in um, September, October 2020. Back then, I got myself a Funimation subscription. Um, I don't remember for what series I got this though, because the first few anime I watched were actually bought on Blu-ray. I watched the first episode. The anime that really got me to back into anime was My Girlfriend is Show Bitch. I watched episode one and then I bought the Blu-ray under the suggestion of my then girlfriend. Um, but then, uh, yeah, I got the Funimation subscription. I watched couple of anime like some of the first Yuri I watched. Some of the only Yuri anime actually I watch. I read a lot of Yuri manga, but I don't watch a lot of Yuri anime like Citrus and Adachi and Shimamura. I watched them on um, Funimation, and then in very early, like I think the first few days of 2021, decided to try out Crunchyroll, which I heard had a better selection. And yes, it does. It had twice the amount of what Funimation had. Um so I scrolled, checked what stuff they had, and being someone who at the time liked Yuri, cute girl doing cute things in general, and a slice of life, I got suggested Laid Back Camp. So I tried it, and as soon as I saw like that it's actually non-canon, but as soon as I saw that intro uh, at the beginning of episode one, I knew that this was going to be something I like because um, I actually like I'm a couch potato for the most part. You might see it can be hard to see maybe because you don't see below my shoulder, but I'm quite overweight. I'm not like obese, but I'm quite overweight. I don't exercise much, and I spend my time, you can see right behind me, spend my time playing video games. I don't have the like biggest collection of video game, but I have a like pretty substantial collection, most of which I haven't even played because my collection is a bit too large for like a normal person. Anyway, back to Laid Back Camp. Um, I watched episode one. Uh, I like the overall chill atmosphere that the first half of the episode had. Like, it was nothing happening. It was just like Rin setting up our camp. It was just that, and somehow I think the music actually helped. But yeah, I really liked it. And then those who watched the anime probably remember like the famous um, moonlight shot near the end of the episode, and it was at that moment that I knew this would be one of my favorite series of all time. And then, but it wasn't actually my favorite series of all time yet. Then I watched episode two and three, and this is when, after three episodes, I hadn't even read the manga yet. After three episodes, it became my favorite series of all time. I actually created a Discord server, which I'm going actually this time, unlike last time. This time I'm actually going to put it in the link uh, to the Discord server in the description. Uh, it's a quiet server. There's actually very little activity, but it's still a chill place. And now you can hear my probably which you're hearing the Lake Motozu theme right now, and it's easily my favorite anime music of all times. This is actually what you heard when I said like the music helped giving the chill atmosphere. So I ended up getting the manga, of course, and although I didn't like the manga's art style at first, actually I made a tier list about a year ago, I think, um, about how about my appreciation of the manga cover, and Volume One actually has the worst cover of the series. If I discovered the manga instead of the anime, I would probably have like ignored it. The art side inside of the manga is alright, but the cover is actually pretty bad. Volume Two onward gets really good, but Volume One is bad. So yeah, at this point, I wanted to know more about Laid Back Camp. I wanted to discover the series itself. So a couple weeks after I got the first few manga, I learned that we would get the two virtual games, and that even though they're virtual games, they would not need the PlayStation VR. It would be optional. So I got both of the two games on PlayStation 4, and I got all the trophies. They are both short games. Like you can 100% both game in like 30 minutes each. But I got all the trophies for both game. I actually streamed myself playing both at some point in 2021 on my main channel. Um, I actually wrote, even though the game is super easy and you don't really need it, I actually wrote uh, a guide on how to get the trophies on PSN Profile. So if you look up the two virtual game on PSN Profile, you see a trophy guide, and it's written by me, which is pretty cool, I guess, even though it's basically useless. But still, I've been officially like trophy guide author since 2021 on Payson Profile. I wrote a total of 5 trophy guides, I think. Yeah. Anyway, um, I also wanted to get some like earbuds uh, that Yamaha was making with collaboration of with the um, anime studios, which I don't remember which. I think it was no, it wasn't 8-bit. Anyway, like the original anime studios. So I kept going to Play Asia's website to know when the pre-order would open, and I kid you not, I the date they opened the pre-order at 10 a.m. on a certain date. I don't remember the date, but I got there at 10:02. 2 minutes after the pre-ordered open, they were sold out. I didn't know at that point that this isn't like in spring 2021. I didn't know at that point that the series was that popular, and that's when I did some research and learned how the series was actually really popular, but maybe not as popular like mainstream stuff like One Piece or Naruto, stuff like that. But that's when I learned that the series was really popular, and that's also when I realized that while I've always wanted to go to Japan, back then I always wanted to go like to the big 3 cities like Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, and obviously I wanted to go to Akihabara. But that is when I realized that I also wanted to see the countryside. There's another series that got me into wanted to get to the Japanese countryside, but this is going to be for another episode. Um, anyway, so across 2021, I bought a couple more stuff. The first thing I bought outside of manga was actually manga and video game was actually this Nadeshiko figurine, which I bought for, including shipping, 70 Canadian dollars. And then I saw it at Akihabara for like the equivalent of $15, which kind of sucked. But anyway, um, then I learned that Mage, video game company, was actually making a laid-back game visual novel, but that visual novel would not be released in North America, so it would be only in Japan. So what do you think I did? I got the game. I imported it from PlayAsia. 2 of them. The regular edition on Nintendo Switch and the limited edition on PS4. And by the way, the PS4 version is the only game that's only in Japan, only in Japanese, that I have platinum. I platinumed. It took me a while though. I got the game in early December 2021, and as you can see, I platinumed it. I platinumed it only a couple months ago, 10 months, 11 months ago. Sorry. Oh, the music is buggy. Let me just go back to the Lake Motozutem team. I don't know why it's buggy. On my end, it's buggy at least. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. Yeah, better. All right. Oh, okay. Maybe it's just my headphones that are buggy. Anyway, uh, in December, in September 2021, I swear to God, this is somehow related. But in September 2021, my girlfriend, who I was living with, decided to dump me. I was upset at first, but we basically she I decided to accept it, and we broke up amicably. We don't speak much anymore, but we're still friends. But that also meant I had to leave the house. Um, I left about 2.5 months later, but uh, since I got the apartment that's next to hers, we've been neighbor for like 2.5 years since. After that, she moved. Now she moved away, but I knew I needed to get more anime stuff. Uh, not to not as a coping mechanic or something like that, because I needed to decorate because I I didn't have anything to decorate my house, my home. I only had like bookshelves and manga and these. As you probably noticed that I didn't have these two shelves when I started to make this channel. They were given by my ex when she moved away, so I didn't have that. So I got at first two Nendoroids at my manga store. I got this uh, Emma one, and I made her drop her little cell phone. I'm gonna put it back. And I also got this Rin one. And since then, I have got the main five plus Sakura, so I have like six Nendoroid for 8-back camp. I have a total of 10 Nendoroids, but six from 8-back camp. So then, my story for a while didn't have uh, much to have. I've got another Rin figurine that is not an Nendoroid. And then again, not much happened for a couple of years. At least not like how should I say that? There was something that was happening, but more in the background of things, if we can say. Because starting in 2022, my brother finally convinced me to start saving money for a trip to Japan. Like I've always wanted to go on a trip to Japan, but I didn't have the motivation to actually save money to do that. But he not only helped me doing that, he actually gave me the first $100. He said if I give you $100, will you start saving money seriously for a trip to Japan? And I said yes, and I did. Um, I still wasted a lot of money on manga. I mean, I don't make weekly or monthly videos showing my latest updates for nothing. I still buy more, on average, more than one manga a day. But thanks to him and his help, in 2 years of me wasting money, I still managed to save up over $3,000, 3,000 Canadian dollars. And in uh, April of 2024, yeah, that's a pretty big time skip, as you can see. In April of 2024, he actually bought me some plane ticket to get from Montreal to Narita Airport in between uh, August 23rd and September 9th, 2024. So that is when me and my brother we finally decided to start. Not now we had the ticket, but in the next few months, we slowly decided to plan what we did. We didn't like make an official plan until maybe 3 weeks before the trip actually happened. But we play Overwatch almost every week together. So while we play, we discuss what we should do. And I mentioned that I would like to visit at least one place. It didn't have to be a specific place, but I told him I wanted to visit at least one place from the laid back camp anime, and he actually agreed. Not just to make me happy, but I know this is one of the reasons, but just not to make me happy, but he was also interested in visiting the Japanese countryside. He was actually more interested in the Japanese countryside than the big cities. The only big cities he really was interested in was Kyoto, because it's the more historic city out of the three. Unfortunately, because of the typhoon threatening the area, we had to cut short our trip to Kyoto by 1 day, which sucked because I also wanted to go there, but that's beside the point. So now we're in Japan. Um, I arrived in Japan a day earlier than my brother because my brother actually lives in Vancouver while I live around Quebec City, which is close to Montreal. Um, so on my first full day in Japan, uh, basically the same day my brother arrived, but my brother arrived in the like late afternoon on the 25th, and I arrived in evening of August 24th. I went to Akihabara and visited some places, just a couple ones, and I saw a couple of laid back camp merch that I did not buy at first because I knew I would be moving around, and um, we I knew we were actually going to Tokyo 3 times in total. So yeah, I knew I just had like to scope things out and buy stuff when I come back. So on I think it was September, yeah, September 3rd. Yeah, September 3rd. Uh, my brother rented a car and we went to the Shizuoka prefecture, like southwest of Tokyo. This is when I went to my first two places that were visited by at least one member of the laid back camp cast. I went to Ryugu, I think, Ryugu Sea Cave, which Rin went to in episode 2, I think, of season 2. She did so in volume 5 of the manga, if I remember right. And although the view was really bad because of heavy fog, me and my brother actually went to Mount Omuro, which the main cast went to in volume 9, or the final episode of season 2 of the anime. I actually took a couple photos there. I'm gonna have to show you like every single photo I took that was related to laid back camp at some point because I did take some. And after that, we did the one thing that I wasn't even hoping we would do because I thought it would be out of the way. But my brother decided that we'd go to Lake Motozu. When he decided that, before we rented the car, we decided that a few weeks before we went to Japan. I was super excited. That was like the part of the trip I was looking for the most. Even though I've always been a geek that always wanted to go to Akihabara, uh, going to Lake Motozu was like a dream come true. And this is the first photo I took of Lake Motozu. It was a couple minutes away from where we would be sleeping. And you're probably gonna, if you've ever watched the anime, the manga is not as clear because of the art style and stuff. But if you watch the anime, you're probably gonna be able to figure out where I slept with this photo. That's right. This is the exact same place that Rin went to check in for her first camping trip, first solo camping trip of the main series. Well, it's not canonically, it's not her first camping trip, but it's the first camping trip we actually see on screen and in the manga. So yeah, this place actually also has it triples actually not just as a campsite but as a hotel and a boutique. And you can see that this boutique had a lot of laid back camp stuff. they had, I think, um, I'd say 2/3 of the stuff that they sold that was not food uh, was laid back camp team. And then this is the stuff that I bought at the store. Um, this is the first thing is the thing on the right is a passport, which you can visit some laid back camp themed place, and there were like stamps. I've unfortunately only visited two. Uh, Obviously, I got the one at the Quan campsite, which is the same place we were sleeping, and I'm gonna keep the second one a surprise. I'm gonna show it to you later. And the thing in the middle, whoops, sorry, wrong photo, is a bag that I rarely use, but I did use for my last vacation, which was about a month ago, a month and a half to be precise. And this thing is actually like a guide, kind of. It's all in Japanese, so I don't understand it all. But it's actually a guidebook that shows both real stuff and its manga counterpart. This actually has nothing to do with anime. It's only manga stuff. Even it even shows like not just like uh, camping related items. It also shows. I just saw it. Even shows the cars and vehicle used by some of the character, which is pretty cool. Um, so later that night, we went to the beach where Rin slept. Yeah, as you can see, this is the exact same entrance you can see in episode one. And I took a couple photos. As you can see, this photo is lower quality, so that's why it doesn't fill the entire screen. But I took a selfie with Mount Fuji, and I asked my brother to take this pic. It's not the exact um, like thing because it's not the middle of the night, but it was supposed to replicate the moonlight scene at the end of episode one. And this is cookies that were in our hotel room, which I love. That was pretty funny, and the cookies were pretty good. I actually ate the one with Rin on it, and my brother ate the one with the curry. And this is the following morning. I woke up just before 5 a.m. to get to show you to show to I mean to take pictures of the sunrise on Lake Motosu. And so, what was the next picture? Oh yeah, I actually bought some of those curry um, uh, ramen. I actually bought one the night we arrived because I wanted to try it out, and they were pretty good. So the following morning, I bought two that I brought. I ate one, I think, back when we were back to Tokyo, and I kept the other one that I ate at home the day I got back home or the day after. After we left Lake Motozu, the camping. I mean, after we left the hotel, I actually asked my brother to take this photo of me sleeping at in front of the bathroom, the same place where Rin saw Nadeshiko for the first time. And fun fact, there was actually a line of people doing exactly that. Before I was able to take the photo, there were like two or three guys doing the exact same thing. And I actually asked them. I had to ask them in English because I don't speak Japanese, but I actually had to ask them, "Are you here uh, because you like Yoru Camp?" And they both said yes. I was like, "Oh, that's exactly why I came here." I mean, my brother would have probably wanted to come here anyways, but that was still pretty cool that some people actually did do the exact same stuff. So after we actually left Lake Motozu for real, through the same tunnel that Rind went through before arriving at the campsite, We went to the actual high school. We went to the actual physical high school that uh, the series is based on, which is now not used as a school at all anymore. It actually was a middle school, junior high or middle school, depending on how you prefer to call them. And this is me taking a selfie in front of the school. Um, and actually, I'm gonna. I'll be right back. I need to get something that you'll see why. I'll be right back. Okay, this is gonna be ridiculous, but my brother, uh, that morning, we were preparing to climb on Mount Fuji. So, while I was taking uh, this photo, he actually went to a public bathroom that's located uh, on the school ground and took some toilet paper. And yes, this is the exact same toilet paper from this is actual toilet paper from Motozu High School. The reason we took toilet paper is because we were not too sure how climbing Mount Fuji worked. I knew we would have access to toilets, but we heard that you needed your own toilet paper, and in the place we actually slept, we ended up not needing toilet paper. And so my brother said, "Oh, you could always use it like to blow your nose if it gets cold because we were climbing Mount Fuji mostly during the night. So, but we ended up not using it. So I kept this in my coat pocket. And when I went back to Canada, I realized that I still had the toilet paper in my coat pocket. So a friend of mine, actually a coworker of mine, I told him, "Oh, hey, look, I got this. I got this in Lake Motozu." And this guy, the coworker I'm talking about, actually likes anime as well. He's more into mainstream stuff, but he still enjoys when I talk to him about the animes that I like. And he said, "Dude, you should just keep it. Put it in a Ziploc bag and keep it." And this is exactly what I did. So I have this piece of toilet paper. It's clean. I could like take it out of the bag and use it, but I won't. But I had this piece of toilet paper since September 4th. Um, so yeah, I have actual stuff from Motozu High School, which is funny. All right, after we visit Motozu High School, we went to Minobu, one of the main town that's featured in Laid Back Camp. Nope, this is gonna be. And we went to this place. This is where we bought our food and, well, mostly snacks, really, snacks and drinks to prepare for our climbing Mount Fuji. And if this looks familiar, it's because it's the actual store that Aoi works at in Laid Back Camp since episode 6 slash volume 2. And although it didn't copy like the real name, it's called Zebra instead of Selva, but uh, that place that place actually had uh, Laid Back Camp, like as you can see, Laid Back Camp stuff, and it even had a full Laid Back Camp. Um, it had a full Laid Back Camp section. That just shows how much the actual series helped the local economy, local tourism economy. And this is where I bought a T-shirt that I forgot that Japanese size standard are smaller than North American. So I bought a X large T-shirt, which is usually what I wear, but it's a little too small. If I lose weight at some point, maybe I'll be able to wear it, but I really should have gotten a 2X large. But learned that the hard way. I didn't wear it until I got to back to Canada. So unfortunately, I can't wear it. I still kept it though because it's still a nice souvenir. But as I said, maybe if I lose weight at some point, I will start wearing it. So after we climbed Mount Fuji, we were back to Tokyo for the last time. This was like the last stretch of our trip. So me and my brother mostly did nothing. We visited a couple places, but we mostly just wandered around town and did some shopping because we both. My brother isn't the one who shops a lot, uh, but he knew that if he was going to shop, that would be like during these days. He actually gave me most of his Japanese money because he said he wouldn't need the money anymore because he would only get food, which he could pay with his credit card anyway. So I got a couple figurines that are not laid back in team, so I'm not gonna show them today. Um, but yeah, then he left. Um, he was supposed to leave a day earlier, but something came up. He actually left the same day as me, but the last day he still was on his own in a other hotel. So after he left, I went. Me and my French friend, who we met on my first full days in Japan. So ironically, we met twice, and it was on the first and my first and my final full days in Japan. We actually went to a lot of store in Akihabara because he had been in Japan for 5 months at this point, so he knew Akihabara a lot more than did. And this is when I bought like one more laid back cam figurine. I got this Rin figurine. It's a cheap one. It cost me like I think 1,300 yen. Um, this one isn't as nice looking as the other because it's based on season three of the anime, which has um, a sadly not as good art style. I still like it, but the art style is not as good. And then we went our separate way. And the next morning, I started to prepare my stuff because I left my hotel at 10 a.m. At 11 a.m. Went to eat somewhere and then slowly headed toward the airport. But when I went to buy my train ticket to get to, I don't remember which station, to Narita Airport, the guy didn't want me to pay with my. I had like 1,100 yen, I think, left on me. Well, I actually had another 1,000 yen bill, but I wanted to keep it as a like souvenir. But he didn't want me to pay like part of it with the yen I had and the rest with credit card. So I had to pay the entire thing by credit card. So when I arrived at the airport, I had 1,100 yen to waste because I wasn't going to go to the bank to just give them what's essentially $10, 10 Canadian dollars. So I said, "Oh, I'm just gonna buy some food and stuff." But then I saw a souvenir shop that sold like backcam stuff, and I saw this. It's a oversized phone strap. Um, well, it is like the phone strap string here, but it also like kind of a clip that, so it could be used as a key ring as well. Uh, I've never really found a use to it for it, so that's why it's still that's why I still haven't uh, unwrapped it. So this was the last piece of laid back camp merch I bought. Well, except Volume 15, which released a month and a half after I came back from Japan. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Last thing I could say is that in 2021, I forgot to mention something. In 2021, when I said I wanted to buy stuff to decorate, I actually bought a lot of stickers from Laid Back Camp and Non Non Buri to stick on my bookshelf, and I ended up only using a few dozens of them. So I still have most of them. I've had these for 3 years now, and so I still have a lot of stickers here that I bought in late 2021 that I didn't use. So a few weeks, like a few days ago, I got myself a Galaxy Note, not a Galaxy Note, but a Galaxy S25 Ultra because I needed a new phone. Because the phone I used to take like all these pictures was a uh, Galaxy Z Fold 4, and like the folding screen was busted since 5 months before I went to Japan. So I really needed a new phone, and it was starting to get slow on me and stuff. So I intentionally got a clear case. It's not a good case, well, most likely not. Uh, the reason why I got a clear case is because I decided that this time I would decorate my phone, and that's why I got some laid back camp and non Buri sticker on it. So it's stuck directly on the phone and not on the case. But yeah, I decorated my phone, my new phone, with laid back camp and non Buri stuff. And now I just realized I've been talking for over 40 minutes now. I didn't think my video would be that long. It's almost 3 times as long as my episode 1, but I really had a lot of things to say about Laid Back Camp. It really is my favorite series of all time. I actually don't even know why. I mean, it has some kind of a plot, but still not much happens in this series. But really, um, if you like um, chill series, like if you like to relax, whilst at the same time like animes, you really owe yourself to read Laid Back Camp. Uh, I'm not going to convince you that it's the best series of all time. For me, it is. But I know it's not a series for everyone. I'm 100% fully aware of that. But again, if you like relaxing and cute stuff, and or if you just like to see stuff from Japan that is not the usual Kyoto and Tokyo, which are honestly overused cities for manga and animes. Uh, yeah, Laid Back Game is really something you need to see. That or Afro's other series, Mono, which takes place in Yamanashi and the same universe actually. So we actually see Laid Back Game characters in Mono. So it was a long video. Outside of my outside of my now defunct monthly videos where I show my collection, this is by far my longest video I ever made. And this is actually my first take. I didn't like start over midway because I messed up or somewhere. Because sometimes I do that. Um, but yeah, I really hope that even though I was just rambling for over half an hour talking about my own story about when I visited Lake Motozu, uh, I hope I hope you will try Willy Back Camp and at least enjoy it, even if you don't think of it as the best series of all time. I hope you will enjoy it. And really, if you go to Japan, uh, try renting a car. If you like, if you have a driver license, try renting a car and visit Lake Motozu. Not even just because, oh my God, it's laid back camp. I mean, look at this picture. I wish I could go back in time with my Galaxy Note. I keep saying Galaxy Note, but I wish I could go back in time and go there with my Galaxy S25 Ultra and take even better picture than my Z Fold 4 could take. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.